Good morning. This is Good News Friday with an apology. This is unusual, but I will apologize at the end of the video to Bill Shorten, this Labour guy in Australia. Yeah. Alright, the falling of the EU we are witnessing, and it's obvious to most of us that the EU is going to fall very soon. The good news here is that apparently most Europeans are aware of this. There was a YouGov poll done, and it says that most Europeans believe it is a realistic possibility that the EU will collapse by 2040. That's very late. I think it's going to fall very much sooner, but still, this shows you that the Europeans are, in general, smart people. They see what's coming, and the EU isn't working very well, to say the least. So there you go. The most pessimists are the Slovakians, 66%, and France, 58%. It's great. And the EU, they don't change, do they? They don't. There's going to be a change after the election, but they don't want to change. They are now taking the Czech Republic, Poland and Hungary to court. It's a union, you see, the European Union, and in a union these nations are supposed to agree with each other. But when a nation doesn't agree, they take them to court. This is what's happening. The Court of Justice of the European Union in Luxembourg, they just started this trial against the Czech Republic, Poland and Hungary. And this is about refugees. The EU told these countries to accept refugees, and they didn't. They didn't agree. So the EU take them to court. Yeah, that'll work. And of course this court, which is an EU court, they will vote against these nations. And there's going to be more upsets, more disagreements, and it's going to just add to the problem that the EU is having, which is disagreements, basically, upsets. Right, but there's going to be a change in the EU. We're talking about the Salvini syndrome, or the Nigel Farage syndrome, maybe, because all these populists will come to Brussels to stay. Yeah, this is going to be so much fun. And Salvini, he's forming an alliance in the EU Parliament, and now also the Independent for Croatia party joined Salvini. And we know already that Strache, this brilliant politician in Austria, his FPO party joined, and of course Orban and Marine Le Pen of France. I hope there's going to be a lot more. I think the People's Party of Denmark is joining Salvini. And then you will have the Nigel Farage gang. Yeah, it's going to be very, very good. Alright, Justin Trudeau. You know, he's having a tough time, this guy. But I have some good news about Justin Trudeau, I do. People complain about him, and his popularity is sinking, but at least he's eating good food. This must be a comfort for him. This is true. This is of course paid by the taxpayers, but still, the average grocery bill of the Prime Minister's household skyrocketed when Justin Trudeau came into office in 2015. They like organic foods, obviously. Yeah. And they spend a lot of money on food. So that's good. They have nice food on their plates. these guys. Alright, so now the apology to Bill Shorten. I wasn't fair to him. I said that nobody likes him. Yeah, and apparently he got an award. So there are some people who like him. This is a story from Facebook. So I'm not sure about this story, but I want to tell it anyway. Bill Shorten, he addressed a major gathering of the Aboriginal elders in Darwin. He spoke for almost an hour about his plans for increasing every Aboriginal's present standard of living. He talked about his ideas for helping his sisters and brothers. And then he was getting this award from the elderly. Yeah, it was the thing, it was inscribed. Oh, sorry, I couldn't keep the straight face. It was inscribed with his new native language name, which translated into English as Walking Eagle, which he proudly accepted. And then Shorten left, and a news reporter asked the elderly why they selected this name, Walking Eagle, and they explained that Walking Eagle is the name given to a bird so full of shit it can no longer fly. Alright, that's all. I wish you a fantastic weekend. Bye.